The dragon girl lived in the northern cliffs. Her scales shimmered like melted silver. Her wings were folded against her back. She was feared by all humans. They called her savage. They whispered that she would eat their children. They did not know her. She had learned to survive alone. Hunters had come to take her wings. Merchants had tried to cage her for profit. The world had taught her to trust no one. She kept her distance. She watched from above. She listened from the shadows. Her only companion was the wind. The village below feared her. They would leave offerings of food on the cliffs. They hoped she would not strike. She rarely took the food. Sometimes she would leave a feather behind, a sign that she had seen them. That was enough. Then one day, the wind carried a new scent. It was not fear, not hunger, not the smell of hunters. It was different, warm, strange, familiar in a way she could not name. She followed it. A man stood at the edge of the village. He was alone. He held a small child in his arms. The child looked around nervously. The man's eyes were kind, but there was steel in his jaw. He approached the cliff where the dragon girl rested. Her heart beat fast. Humans never came this close. They ran or attacked, but he did not. He bowed slightly. "I do not mean to harm you," he said. His voice was calm, gentle, respectful. The dragon girl did not respond. She stayed still. Her tail flicked once. She waited. "I have a daughter," the man continued. "She is young. She needs someone to guide her, someone stronger than me. I believe you can do that. Will you watch over her?" The dragon girl froze. Watch over a human child. She had never touched a human. She had never trusted a human. She shook her head. She opened her mouth to roar, but no sound came. The man did not flinch. "I am not asking you to be friends with me," he said. "Just take care of her. Protect her. That is all. I will leave her with you if you agree. If you refuse, I will not trouble you again." The wind caught her scales. She sniffed. The child's scent was innocent, warm, unthreatening. Curiosity pricked her claws. She had never felt this before. Something in her stirred, something that had been asleep for a long time. Finally, she nodded, slowly, carefully. It was a promise, not a contract, not a bond, just a promise. The man smiled. He placed the child in her care. The child, a little girl with wide brown eyes and hair like autumn leaves, looked up at the dragon girl. She did not cry. She did not scream. She reached out. Tentatively, she touched a scale. It was cold, smooth, strong. The dragon girl recoiled slightly. She was not used to touch, but she did not push her away. The child laughed softly. "You are beautiful," she said. "I like you already." The dragon girl blinked. No human had ever spoken to her like this. No human had looked at her without fear. The wind shifted. She could hear the man leaving. He waved once. "Thank you," he said. Then he was gone. For days, the dragon girl watched the child. She kept her at the edge of the cliff. She brought food. She taught her how to be careful, how to listen to the wind, how to see what others could not. The child was quick. She learned fast. At first, the dragon girl was strict, cold. She would snap if the child came too close. She would roar if the child wandered. But the child was fearless. She would smile. She would laugh. she would reach out again. The dragon girl did not understand. Humans were supposed to be weak, cruel, dangerous. This one was none of those things. She began to soften, slowly, carefully. One day a hunter came to the village. He had heard stories of the dragon girl. He wanted her scales, her wings. He did not care about the child. The dragon girl saw him. She spread her wings. She roared. The ground shook. Rocks fell from the cliffs. The hunter froze. His bow shook in his hands. He aimed. He missed. The child ran to her. "Be careful," she shouted. "Don't hurt anyone too much." The dragon girl hesitated. She had never had anyone care about what she did. She had never had anyone tell her to be careful. She lowered her wings. The hunter ran. He would tell no one of this encounter. He was too scared. That night, the dragon girl sat beside the child. She did not touch her. She just stayed close. The child leaned against her. "You saved me," she said. The dragon girl could not respond. She did not know how to say it, but she understood. She had saved her too. Weeks passed. Months passed. The child grew stronger. She could climb the cliffs. She could track the wind. She could call animals with a sound. The dragon girl watched. She guided. She protected. The villagers began to notice. They whispered. They feared her less. They began to leave offerings again, but this time they left messages of thanks. The dragon girl ignored them mostly, but sometimes she left a feather. The child and the dragon girl became inseparable. They slept together on the cliffs. They hunted together. They watched the stars together. The dragon girl had learned to care, to trust, to love in her own way. One day the man returned. He saw his daughter playing on the cliff with the dragon girl. She was laughing. She had caught a small bird and was letting it go. She ran to the dragon girl and hugged her. The man's eyes filled with tears. "You kept her safe," he said. "You gave her more than I could." "Thank you," the dragon girl nodded. She did not speak. Words were not needed. The man left again, but he left knowing his daughter was safe. That the dragon girl, once feared by all humans, had become her guardian. Years passed. The child grew into a young woman. Strong, brave, wise. She could climb the cliffs as easily as the dragon girl. She could fly with her on days when the wind was just right. The dragon girl watched her. She felt pride. She had never known pride before. She had never felt joy. She had never felt this connection. Then one day, the village came to the cliffs. They asked the dragon girl to help. Another threat had arrived. They wanted her to protect them. The dragon girl looked at the young woman. She nodded. Together, they faced the threat. Together, they fought. Together, they won. The village no longer feared her. They respected her. They learned that humans and dragons could work together. That fear was not always truth. That strength could come in many forms. The dragon girl had learned to trust humans. She had learned to love one little human who had shown her that she could be more than just feared, and she knew she would never go back. She would never return to solitude, because she had found her family, her bond, her purpose. The wind carried their laughter across the cliffs, across the village, across the world. The dragon girl and her human were no longer legends to be feared. They were heroes to be remembered. And so, the dragon girl who had feared humans lived among them, protected them, loved them, And the humans who had feared her learned that courage, compassion, and trust could bridge even the widest gap between worlds. The dragon girl and the child grew old together. The cliffs remained their home, the skies their playground, and the bond between them became a story told for generations. It was not a story of fear. It was a story of trust, of courage, of love, and the dragon girl never feared humans again. Asterisk,